The Philippines is one of the biggest sources of migrant labor serving the global economy. Since 2006, the Philippines deploys more than 1 million overseas Filipino workers or OFWs. Unfortunately, they are also one of the most mistreated and abused labor forces in the world.
Unpaid wages, retained passports, excessive fees, food deprivation, long working hours, forced confinement, and physical and sexual abuse are all part of the harsh reality Filipino migrant workers face.
Rarely, there are sometimes where some OFWs are maltreated by their bosses and are sometimes physically and verbally abused. The most extreme cases being raped, starved, or being killed. OFWs usually are working for their families back in the Philippines. Sometimes they spend most of their money back to the Philippines every month so that their families can have monetary support.
Our government calls them unsung heroes, and rightly so, because the dollar remittances they send home keep the economy afloat according to the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas.
In the bid to improve their lives in the economic aspect, many Filipinos bravely leave their family and risk their health. OFWs are exposed to specific medical concerns by virtue of their situation and employment circumstances. They find themselves confronting risk and danger whether by force or choice. The concerns that are common to OFWs are mental disorder, physical injury, and HIV or AIDS. There is a need for better systems that will enable better protection from risk.
Migrant International Secretary General Gina Esquerra says that
government must change its labor policies so that people can find job opportunities at home and wouldn't be forced to leave for abroad.
What is happening, she says, is that the government is too focused on promoting labor export policies or policies that encourage Filipinos to work abroad instead of providing better job opportunities in the country. And yet, the unemployment statistics in the countries are stark and telling. According to the National Statistics Office, or NSO, the unemployment rate was nearly unchanged in January at 7.1% compared to 7.2% in the same month last year.
Groups that promote the welfare of migrant workers have been calling on the government to provide gainful opportunities in the country so that Filipinos do not have to seek jobs abroad. What should be done is that greater effort should be exerted to generate decent jobs for women, given that many women, especially from rural areas, opt to work abroad as domestic workers, and the rampant practice of labor contractualization must be stopped through the enforcement of existing pertinent laws and through the enactment of new legislation, specifically Security of Tenure Act. As an ordinary citizen, I will have to reiterate to our government the struggles of OFWs through social media by interviewing the families of the OFWs or the OFWs themselves and sent to the agency responsible to their welfare.
We love the activity that our professor taught us because we realize that advocacy makes their voice to be heard on issues that are important, to protect and promote rights, and to have views and wishes genuinely considered when decisions are being made about their lives.
like how the painting by Antipas de Lontabo showed how art can be a way to advocate for those silenced and voiceless in the society, which was his painting, Itak sa Puso ni Mang Juan, that represented as a wake-up call to help the country by supporting the Filipino laborers. In this painting, the Coca-Cola logo is the symbol of capitalism and, in De Lontabo's own words, of cultural enslavement.
Coca-Cola has been already touted as the poster boy of globalization. Mang Juan in the painting represented the workers under a capitalist society, not being treated well and are being taken advantage of by companies and corporations.
If you watch Anhana, a Philippine television show broadcast by GMA Network, you know a lot of OFW stories that touch our heart and even break it. This is the story of by many Abayans, millions of them scattered around the world. They long to come home, but for many of them, such a dream remains elusive.